On March 6, 2019, the boxing ring was prepared for a collision of two great heavyweights, the Russian Dmitry Bivol and his formidable American challenger, Joe Smith Jr. This encounter was a hidden treasure that surprised boxing fans. Welcome. Today, I invite you to join me in unraveling everything that happened around a bout that will surely be talked about for a long time. Get comfortable because a new adventure in the world of boxing begins here. Before the fight, Smith became an imposing figure. According to his own words, everything he touches falls. It's a hard argument to refute when you look directly at his professional record and find that 20 of his 24 victories have been by knockout.
Coming forward behind the jab here, closing seconds. Oh! Off balance and score! Another right hand. Uppercut. Big uppercut. He is stumbling.
Meanwhile, Bivol managed to build an impressive record of 11 knockouts in his 15 victories.
Onslaught is too much. The accuracy of those punches is what's getting the issue.
He's unloading. He's letting his hands go.
Uppercut. Bivol needs to throw an uppercut. Everything's going around the guard is straight. Uppercut though.
His wins were characterized by his dominance over his opponents, fast and accurate punches, and great boxing intelligence. It was a picky fate that brought these two fighters to meet in the honorable ring in the spring of 2019. From the initial bell, both fighters commanded the center of the ring while demonstrating their range. Bivol preferred to rely on his jab and distance to feed his opponent a strict diet of punches, while Smith sought to close the gap between them. Smith's size and bulk were evident, a problem Bivol would need to solve.
Bernard was in his 50. Bivol fairly effective with that jab. And then
after those first rounds, the dynamic of the fight seemed unchanged. Smith stood out for his nuclear attacks on Bivol's body, which failed to land. As a precaution, the Russian continued to evade close exchanges and dodged the American, trying to make him lose his balance with long-range punches.
The telltale sign is the jab. You see, Smith thought they had Artur Beterbiev locked up.
The fourth round had Bivol's supporters sweating when Smith shook the Russian's world with a strong right hand.
Smith coming in.
Could this scenario lead to a knockdown? Was the question on everyone's mind. Fortunately, Bivol quickly recovered and denied the American any opportunity to press for an advantage. Still, this episode was an undeniable victory for Smith Jr. on the judges' scorecards. Soaked in adrenaline from the previous round, Smith entered the fifth round with great aggression.
He landed the best shot. Chris, did he even win that round? I don't think he...
Bivol, struggling to keep up, sought his dominance from defense. As the seconds passed, the intrigue about the outcome of this match only intensified. Midway through the fight, Bivol claimed control, neutralizing his opponent on a couple of occasions.
Joe Smith takes a deep breath. Smith trying to come in, left shoulder first, keep his right hand.
However, the American was far from relinquishing control of the fight's rhythm. Realizing that overwhelming Bivol was not necessarily the best strategy, Smith decided to resort to a desperate tactic during the ninth round. Completely changing disciplines, Smith used wrestling moves to subdue the Russian.
So, and this seems, but it's not his night.
Punch. Now he's fighting the definite.
Wow. Now, Smith.
But Bivol continued with his strategy of jabs and long-range rights, which unknowingly brought him closer to victory.
Not for nothing. I agree with you, BK, that.
Clearly. Hard hook from Bivol. Harder shot now and then.
You know, Sergey.
The 10th round continued with the same scenario as its predecessor. Bivol kept landing his attacks while Smith acted increasingly erratically. Near the end of the round, an unexpected move by the American shocked everyone present. Smith decided to attack in a crossfire near Bivol's temple, a delicate area off-limits in any fight.
That's what makes him dangerous.
As I mentioned, Bivol.
Good shot there. That might have hurt Bivol right there.
Probably, the momentary confusion of a blow of this magnitude in a delicate area allowed Smith to take a fleeting lead into the 11th round. During the final round, Smith continued using questionable tactics in the hope they would lead him to victory before the fight's end. He was aware of his lag in the scores and did not want the obvious outcome to take place. Meanwhile, Bivol maintained his composure and consistently attacked Smith. He repeatedly put Smith in situations where his weaknesses were evident. And, near his corner, he completely dominated him once and for all.
But now Bivol has him hurt. Hard right hand. Smith has never been down. He really burns a lot of gas in the other. Bivol on the attack, but it's over.
This spontaneous flurry of punches sentenced to defeat a fighter who had nothing more to offer. A challenger who had strayed midway on his path to victory and now had to pay dearly. Dmitry Bivol, on the other hand, had demonstrated an example of good boxing. A strong and consistent performance enough to successfully defend his title. It was his 5th defense and a truly spectacular show. Although he did not score a knockdown, he left Smith that night stunned by the outcome of a fight that, in the early rounds, he could have won. If you've made it this far, thank you. Did you enjoy this adventure? Remember that the best way to support my content is by leaving your like on the video. At what moment do you think Smith Jr. lost control of the fight? Did he really have a chance to defeat Bivol and take the belt? Let me know what you think in the comments section.